Bhagavate Devaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayanti Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhakta Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 24, the 61 explanations of the Atma-Rathas, text 334. So Mahaprabhu is telling Sanatana Goswami about Hari Bhakti Vilas. So now, first he talked about Guru, qualities of Guru, qualities of disciple. That he talked about how one should mark his body with the tilak, and getting up and cleaning his body, mouth, everything. And now he's going to talk about deity worship. Pancha Shodas Pancha Shat Upachare Archan. Pancha Kala Puja Arti Krishnera Bhojanashaya. Also describe deity worship, wherein one should offer food to Krishna at least 5 times daily, and in due time place him on a bed. You should also describe the process for offering Arti and the worship of the Lord according to the list of 5, 16, or 50 ingredients. So the 5 ingredients, which are common to all 3, so 5 ingredients are very good scents, very good flowers, incense, lamp, and something edible. That's a minimum one has to do for deity worship. As for Shodashupcha, the 16 ingredients, one should provide a sitting place, ask Krishna to sit down, offer argya, offer water to wash the legs, wash the mouth, offer madhupar, offer water for washing the mouth, bathe the Lord, offer garments, decorate the Lord's body with ornaments, offer sweet scents, offer flowers with good fragrance like rose or champak, offer incense, offer a lamp, gives good food, and offer prayers. So Shodash Upchar, 16 Upchar, mean these items one offered in the temple. Obviously, in the temple they offer regularly. For every time they offer Krishna some bhoga. At home, at least the first 5, if one can do, that'll be great. And then there are 64 items also. In Hari Bhakti Vilas, there is a vivid description of what is required in deity worship. There are 64 items mentioned. In the temple, worship should be so gorgeous that all 64 items should be available for the satisfaction of the personality of God. And funny thing is, in the temple, such elaborate deity worship goes on. And if somebody says this is only Murti Puja, no, for Murtis we don't do, like Murti of Gandhiji or maybe Nehruji, wherever. Nobody does these kind of offerings. This is not Murti Puja, it's a deity worship. Archa Vigraha Seva. Krishna is treated like a person, royal person, but person. Sometimes it is impossible to get all 64 items. Therefore, we recommend that at least on the first day of installation, all 64 items should be available. When the Lord is established, worship with all 64 items should continue as far as possible. The 64 items are as follows. First, there must be a big bell hanging in front of the temple room, so that whoever comes into the room can ring the bell. This item is called Prabodhan, or offering oneself submissively to the Lord. This is the first item. So bell. So when we ring the bell, we are basically letting the deities know that I have come, please allow me to enter. Because the temple is the place of the Lord. So we are kind of letting the Lord know that I have a right. Second, the visitor must chant Jai Shri Radha Govinda or Jai Shri Radha Madhav when he rings the bell. Means whichever the deity, whatever the deity's names are. So we should offer that, say that. In either case, the word Jai must be uttered. Third, one should immediately offer obeisances to the Lord, falling down like a stick. Now, Dandvat Pranam also, when we enter the temple, we keep our left shoulder, left side towards the deity and pay obeisances, not right in front. Why? First of all, in front of the deities, there is Garuji. Where Garuji is on like in Delhi temple, he's outside, but he's facing the deity. So if we offer obeisances straight, then our feet will be towards Garuji. So that's not right. And also, like in the deities, how they are installed. So towards the left comes the senior. So we understand deity is our great Lord, so we want to keep him on the left-hand side, towards the left. Just like Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman. So Hanumanji, then Lakshman's left is Ram, Ram's left is Sita ji. Of course, Sita ji and Radharani is on the left of Krishna. We can say senior in the sense, yes, the Radharani, as we studied in the qualities of Radharani, she controls Krishna. That is the 25th quality. Also like Gaur Nitai, although Nityanand Prabhu is elder, but in bhava-wise, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is senior. So Nityanand Prabhu, when we look at, is on left and Mahaprabhu is on right. And offer obeisances falling down like a stick, Dandavat. So this stick offering is for men, Ashtang Pranam. For ladies, they do Panch Ang Pranam, not full 8 parts. And then there must be regular Mangala Arati in the temple during the early morning, an hour and a half before the sun rises. Of course, this time now with ISKCON being an international organization, it's all over the world, it's different sunrise time. So normally we keep the standard of 4:30 in the morning, but it depends. If the sun is rising, let's say 7 a.m. in some cities because it's so cold, they can delay the Mangala Arati. But mostly they follow 4:30. There must be an asana, a sitting place before the altar. This asana is for the spiritual master. The disciple brings everything before the spiritual master, and the spiritual master offers everything to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After Mangala Arati, the deity is supposed to wash his teeth by using a twig. Therefore, a twig must be offered. So whether it's a twig of neem tree, or datun, or something else, whatever is offered. Water must be offered for washing the deity's feet. Arghya should be offered. So Arghya is some water with, I think, camphor and cinnamon for the Lord to wash his mouth. Water for Achman should be offered. Then Madhuparka, a small bowl containing madhu, honey, little ghee, little water, little sugar, yogurt, and milk should be offered. This is called Madhupark Achman. Then one should place wooden slippers before the Lord, wooden or maybe silver slippers. One should massage the body of the Lord. One should massage the body of the Lord with oil. With a soft wet sponge, one should remove all the oil smeared over the Lord's body. So where we can do the Abhishek. Now, even in Delhi temple, there is a big deity, Radhaparsarthi, which is made of marble. And then there are small Utsav deity made of brass. So now, for the bigger deity, we used to clean them with wet sponge or wet cloth. But smaller deity, they get bathed by the water. One should bathe the Lord with water in which nicely scented flowers have been soaking for some time. After bathing the body of the Lord with water, one should bathe him with milk. Then one should bathe him with yogurt. Then one should bathe him with ghee. Then one should bathe him with honey. Then one should bathe him with water in which sugar has been dissolved. Then one should wash the deity with water and chant this mantra from Brahm Samhita. So when we bathe all this with the Lord with all these items, then this becomes Charnamrit that comes out and is offered to all the devotees. Okay, so then one should wash the deity with water and chant this mantra, Chintamani Prakara Sadmushu Kalpa Vriksha Lakshavrite Surabhira Vipalayam Lakshmi Sahasrashatra Samtam Sevyamanam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhaja. Then one should dry the entire body of the Lord with a towel. A new dress should be put on the Lord's body. A sacred thread should be placed on his body. So that is before the dress is put on. A sacred thread. Water should be offered for cleansing his mouth, Achvan. Nicely scented oils should be offered for nicely scented oil should be like liquid sandalwood pulp should be smeared over the Lord's body. All kinds of ornaments and crowns should be placed on his body. Then one should offer flower garlands and decorative flowers. One should burn incense. Lamps should be offered. Precaution should always be taken so that demons and atheists cannot harm the body of the Lord. So demons and atheists, because sometimes crazy people are always there. So people can jump on the altar and try to harm the deity. Or in India we don't do it, but here in America we put a kind of a gate in front. So iron gate with holes so people can take darshan, but nobody can get on the altar. Because here not many pujaris are there that somebody is always there on the altar. So not possible. So we kind of want to prevent the Lord. Food offering should be placed before the Lord. Spices for chewing should be offered. Betel nuts should be offered. At the proper time, there should be arrangements so the Lord may take rest in bed. Now, when the Lord is taking rest in the bed, that doesn't mean we're going to physically put the Lord down. No, we can put the beds, whichever size we can have on the altar, and ask the Lord to come and take rest. Lord's hair should be combed and decorated. First-class garments should be offered. A first-class helmet. It says helmet, but it should be crown, should be offered. The garments should be scented. There should be kaustubh jewels and other ornaments offered. A variety of flowers should be offered. Another Mangala Harati should be offered. A mirror should be offered. So mirror it should be offered. Means after dressing the deities, we show the Lord the mirror for him to look in the mirror and see if everything is okay, dress is okay, if it's up to his expectations. He is a person actually. Okay, the Lord should be carried on a nice palanquin to the altar. The Lord should be seated on the throne. Again, water should be given for washing off his feet. Something again should be offered for eating. Evening Aarti should be offered. The Lord should be fanned with a charmer fan, and an umbrella should be placed over his head. Hare Krishna mantra and approved songs should be sung. Musical instruments should be played. One should dance before the deity. One should circumambulate the deity. One should again offer obeisances. One should offer different types of prayers and hymns at the Lord's lotus feet. One should touch the lotus feet of the Lord with one's head. This may not be possible for everyone, but at least the pujari should do this. The flowers offered on the previous day should touch one's head. One should take the remnants of the Lord's food. One should sit before the Lord and think that he is massaging the Lord's legs. See, Lord accepts any service, even if it is done mentally. One should decorate the Lord's bed with flowers before the Lord takes his rest. One should offer one's hand to the Lord. One should take the deity to his bed. One should wash the feet of the Lord and then sit him on the bed. One should place the Lord on the bed and then massage his feet. One can visualize all this, no problem. And the Lord accepts the service. And then later, Arati should be offered to the deities 5 times daily, early in the morning before sunrise, later in the morning, at noon, in the evening, and at night. This means that there should be worship and a change of dress and flowers. As far as the eatables are concerned, all items should be first-class preparations. There should be first-class rice, dal, fruits, sweet rice, vegetables, and a variety of foods to be sucked, drunk, and chewed. All the eatables offered to the deities should be extraordinarily excellent. In Europe and America, there is presently no monetary scarcity. Well, in India also, there is no scarcity, money-wise. People are not poor, and if they follow these principles of deity worship, they will advance in spiritual life. And the deities, once we start worshipping them, serving them, develop some relationship with them, they reciprocate with their devotees, especially with the pujaris, because the pujaris are coming and serving them every day. They do reciprocate. As far as placing the deity in the bed is concerned, if the deity is large and heavy, it's not possible to move him daily. It is better that a small deity, which is also worshipped, be taken to the bed. This mantra should be chanted, Agacha Shena Sthanam Priyavisa Keshava. O Keshav, kindly come to your bed along with Srimati Radha. The deity should be placed in bed with Srimati Radharani, and this should be indicated by bringing the wooden slippers from the altar to the bed, to the bedside. When the deity is laid down, his legs should be massaged. Before laying the deity down, a part of milk and sugar should be offered to him. After taking this thick milk, the deity should lie down and should be offered betel nuts and spices to chew. Now, offering the deity this pot of milk and sugar. So this we read in the story of Kirchora Gopinath. So he stole one pot for Madhavendra Puri. And it's pretty much every temple, every ISKCON temple at least, they offer this at night to the deity. And about offering the twigs to the deity for cleansing his teeth. So in Jagannath Puri, they offer, and every morning the twig is found chewed, the end of the twig, all three, Jagannath, Baldeva, Subhadra. And also in Vrindavan, Nidhivan and Seva Kunj, they offer these twigs and other items, laddu also at night. And in the morning, laddu is found chewed, or betel nuts are offered, pan is offered, it's found chewed, and neem datum is chewed. So these are deities, they're a person, they can do. We are offering them, they accept the offering. It's not a miracle or something else going. It's a deity, yes. And they reciprocate with the devotees. Shri Murti Lakshanar, Shaligrama Lakshan. Krishna Kshetra Yatra, Krishna Murti Darshan. The characteristics of the deities should be discussed as well as the characteristics of the Shaligram Shila. We should also discuss visiting the deities in the temple and touring holy places like Vrindavan, Mathura and Dwarka. Naam Mahima, Naam Aparad, Dure Varja. Vaishnav Lakshan, Seva Aparad. You should glorify the holy name and explain that one must carefully give up offenses while chanting the holy names. You should also describe the symptoms of a Vaishnav and explain that one must give up or nullify all kinds of seva offenses in deity worship. The devotee should always be very careful not to commit the 10 offenses while chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. If a devotee very strictly follows the methods of deity worship, he will naturally and quickly become a pure Vaishnava. A pure Vaishnava has unflinching faith in the Lord and he does not deviate at all. He is always engaged in perfect deity worship. One should also note the specific offenses against the deity worship. These are mentioned in the Skanda Purana, Avanti Khanda, spoken by Vyasadeva himself. One should liquidate all kinds of offenses. So the Shaligram Shila should be worshipped with Tulsi where a sufficient quantity of Tulsi leaves are available. Worship of Shaligram Shila should be introduced in all ISKCON temples. Shaligram Shila is a form of the Lord's mercy. To worship the deity with 64 items mentioned may be a difficult job, but the Lord has become so small that anyone in any temple can carefully handle deity worship simply by performing the same activities with the Shaligram Shila. So this is, and sometimes he's very, very small Shila, just like the size of marble or even smaller than that. There are 32 offenses to the deities that should be avoided. Okay, so this is, service is one thing, but the offenses that we have to be very careful of, we should not commit these. One should not enter the temple in a vehicle. I mean, we go to the temple, park our car in the parking place and then take darshan. Not that we go to the temple hall in a vehicle. Shoes and slippers should be removed before entering the temple. One should offer obeisances as soon as he sees the deity. One should enter the temple after taking a bath. In other words, one should be very clean. One should not offer obeisances to the Lord with one hand. Many times we are chanting and mala is in one hand and we offer obeisances with the left hand. No. Mala is there, so keep the mala in such a way both our hands touch the floor. One should not circumambulate demigods before the deities. One should not spread his legs before the deity. One should not sit down before the deity with his legs crossed, nor one should touch his legs with his hands. One should not lie down before the deity. One should not eat before the deity. Now, these things cannot be followed at home. Because at home, we have small homes. Sometimes in the same room where we are, which is our bedroom, and the deities are there. So, cannot do anything. But one has to be careful as far as possible. One should not eat before the deity. One should not speak lies before the deity. One should not speak very loudly before the deity. So one should not speak lies before the deity. Remember that story of Sakshi Gopal. So the older Brahman promised the younger Brahman that I'll marry my daughter off to you. So the younger Brahman, when he went back to the village, he came back to the Gopal deity. Hey, you are the Sakshi, you come with me and give witness in front of the village. So because he knew the Brahman, older Brahman, he did not tell lie before the deity. That's how so much of faith was there. Nowadays, everything is in front of the deity. One should not talk nonsense before the deity. One should not cry before the deity. One should not deal with others before the deity. One should not utter harsh words before the deity. One should not cover himself with a blanket. One should not talk enviously of others before the deity. One should not praise others before the deity. One should not use slang before the deity. One should not pass air before the deity. One should not neglect the 64 items of deity worship. One should not eat anything not offered to the deity. One should not neglect offering seasonal fruits as soon as they are available. One should always offer fresh, untouched fruit to the deity. One should not sit with his back towards the deity. One should not offer obeisances to others before the deity. One should not sit near the deity without taking the spiritual master's permission. One should not be proud to hear himself praised before the deity. One should not blaspheme the demigods. So one should not blaspheme the demigod. One should not worship the demigods either, but not blaspheme. One should not be unkind to others before the deities. One should observe all festivals in a temple. One should not fight or quarrel before the deity. So many things we have to be careful. Okay, I guess I can stop there. See anybody has any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you said crossing, do not sit in front of TT while crossing your legs. Is that means like हम जो हिंदी में कहते हैं पलथी मार के बैठना नीचे? Is that same or
Me, palthi
in
maar
front
ke
of?
baithna is okay.
हाँ. अच्छा सामने नहीं करना है पैर को ना?
हाँ, पैर सामने. And now one should touch his legs with his hands. Okay, कई बार वो भी आदत होती है.
सही बात. ये तो होना चाहिए.
पालथी मारना तो it's okay. That's how we sit down.
Thank you so much.
ठीक है. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.